We're going to look at the difference between pixel and image layers in Affinity Photo. First, let's look at how we can create both types of layer. So we create a pixel layer whenever we open an image or develop a raw file. For example, I have a JPEG here, and I'm just going to drag it into Affinity Photo and offer it to the top of the interface. That will open it as a new document. Now, if I move across to the Layers panel, we'll see it's imported that image information into a layer called Background, and that is a pixel layer. Okay? Now, image layers are more specific, and they are created by placing images into an existing document. And we can do this by going to File and Place, or we can drag drop an image on. So, for example, I'll go out here and get this JPEG and drag drop it in and offer it over the document space until I get that big green plus icon, then release the mouse button, and I'll just reposition this. So I'll turn on snapping up here and I'll select the move tool just so I can snap this into place here. Okay, so this is an image layer. Now I'll just quickly show you another approach as well, which is if we grab this JPEG file and from Finder or Windows Explorer, we actually copy it, then go back to Affinity Photo and go to Edit and Paste. That will paste it in again as an image layer, this time with no name. We'll just drag that into place as well. Okay. So what is the key difference then between an image layer and a pixel layer? Well, an image layer is regarded as immutable. That means it cannot be changed. It contains the original image data, whether that is compressed JPEG, a PSD, a TIFF, and it keeps its original color space as well. Okay, so what happens is that the image data is decoded and also the color space is converted non-destructively at draw time. So whilst we are seeing the correct results for this document, the original images could be in a completely different color space, but we would never know. And also, here's a little known feature. You can actually add a color fill to an image layer to give it a tint. So for example, I could select this layer here, go across to the color panel, and just use my color sliders here to give it a tint. I can easily get rid of this tint as well, just by clicking the No Fill option here. Okay, so if these image layers are immutable, what happens if we try and change the image content? So, if I select this image, let's say I want to use the In-Painting brush tool on this area to remove it. So I'll long click here to get to my In-Painting brush tool, and then I'll start to use it, and notice I get an assistant prompt telling me that it has had to rasterize the layer. So although I've been able to in-paint this area, it has had to convert that image layer to a pixel layer, which is raw raster data. And as a pixel layer, that means it is mutable, so it can now be changed. And that is really the key difference. If you don't need to directly manipulate the image content, image layers can help reduce the document's file size because you could be placing compressed JPEGs, compressed TIFFs, and so on. And also, if you have images in a layout, you can quickly replace them by having the Move tool selected. So for example, I'll select the Move tool here and I'll choose this left-hand image. I can actually, on the context toolbar, use the Replace Image option here. And that means you can just swap out images without having to place new ones and reposition and rescale them. So there we go. Just a quick overview of the difference between pixel and image layers. Thank you for watching.